Good evening from Christchurch as this city and kia ora, good evening from Christchurch as this city, the whole country reels with shock and sadness from the horrific terrorist attack that's claimed so many lives.
This is a special One News edition, extended coverage right till 7 of this unprecedented and monstrous assault that's got the eyes of the world focused on New Zealand.
49 people have been killed, 36 remain in hospital, 11 of them in critical condition, 2 of those children. 28-year-old Australian Brenton Tarrant appeared in a Christchurch court charged with murder. He didn't enter a plea. That's normal in murder cases. On first appearance, 2 others were also arrested. The Prime Minister says gun laws in New Zealand will change after it was revealed the alleged shooter had a gun licence. We have extensive rolling coverage this evening. The One News team across developments in Christchurch, right across the country and across the globe. We begin tonight with Donna Marie Lever in Christchurch.
Brenton Harrison Tarrant.
The alleged gunman accused of unleashing terror at 2 city mosques. A judge ruling while we can name Brenton Tarrant, we can't show you his face. The 28-year-old spent just minutes in court, showing little emotion as he stood barefoot and handcuffed, flanked by armed police. He faces 1 charge of murder.
Mr Tarrant, you are remanded in custody until 5 April at 9:15. Please, Your Honour. Your Honour, please just stand down in custody.
Outside court, these brothers distraught. They tell us their father was among the 49 victims shot dead.
Someone said he jumped over the fence. I thought, oh, he's safe. Then waited, and my daughter rang my mum. Said, oh, Dad haven't rang.
They wanted to see the accused for themselves.
Have a look. Just have a look. Look at his face. But it won't happen.
And it didn't, the judge closing the court to the public for safety reasons. Instead, almost 50 foreign and local media were granted access. There's still a heavily armed police presence here at the courthouse, some hours after Tarrant's appearance, as international and local media wait for the accused to be taken away. Just kilometres away, the grim task of removing bodies from the scene has begun. Hearse after hearse leaving the cordon near the mosque. So can the public assume they're now safe?
I have no intelligence about current imminent threats, but I would never assume anything in this situation.
The situation bringing a full-scale emergency response, with the Garden City forced into lockdown. The hate crime fueling fear and uncertainty, met with a swift police response.
So I think this incident was called at 13:42.
36 minutes from the time we received the call to we had the offender in custody.
Today thanking all first responders and hailing their own as heroes.
We also believe that not only were there IEDs in that vehicle, so it was a very dangerous manoeuvre, there were also firearms in that vehicle. So our staff, who were well equipped, did engage with that person and again put themselves in real danger to keep the community safe. Late
this afternoon, Brenton Tarrant was taken from court. He will be back to face the High Court next month.
All right, let's go live to Donna Marie now. Donna Marie, court was closed to the public. You were one of the first led inside. What was it like?
So very, very tight security here. Very, very tight security here at the court, as you would absolutely expect. And now, some hours later, we're still seeing armed police at the Justice Precinct here. Journalists, media, camera crews and staff were still made to undergo scanning, bag checks as they went into the courthouse today. We were then led to the courtroom itself in groups of 6. The judge was called in especially for the hearing. Tarrant's appearance itself lasting just 3 minutes today, and while we can't show you his face, I can tell you he spent those minutes showing very little emotion, scanning the room, looking around, locking eyes with the journalists who were there. We also know that he was handcuffed at the front. He was barefoot. He spent most of that appearance rocking ever so slightly before he was then led away.
All right, Donna Marie Lever, and we will come back to you a little later. Christchurch Hospital is tonight in full swing, dealing with dozens of people injured in the attack.
It's 12 operating theatres have been operating throughout the night and day. Many victims in intensive care needing multiple trips to surgery. Lisa Davies is tracking the urgent battle to save lives.
The horrors Osman Ahmad has seen etched across his face.
I was luckily underneath all the people that has been passed away.
It's a brutal reality. He's just been released from hospital.
Injury in a crash, because if it shot me, that has been true now, but because he was shooting on the floor as well, shooting someone else, crashed.
His daughter fled the mosque as shooting broke out.
Honestly, just grateful, because I really can't feel anything else. I'm just happy that he's alive and well.
From inside the hospital.
I am really tired. Okay, guys.
A message from Wasim Al-Sati. He was shot twice. His 4-year-old daughter has been rushed to Starship Hospital.
Please pray for my son, for me, and for my daughters. Hopefully she will be so much better. Okay.
Wasim's friend leaving hospital as he was rushed into surgery. What injuries does he have?
He have injury in his back, go through his stomach, and he have other one in the back of his leg, and he's going out to the surgery, and hopefully he will get well. And his daughter, she have 3 bullets, and they moved her to the Starship in Auckland.
Last night,
give me the reason why.
Tension was building as distraught relatives begged for news of their loved ones.
Because we don't have any information, nobody tell us anything.
This man trying to find his 39-year-old brother Carmel, a father of 3. Yasmin Ali's uncle was shot. She watched the carnage unfold on the alleged killer's live stream.
Family friends that we've known for 19 years, dead. People who were there for my engagement, dead. Like, you don't think something like this could happen in New Zealand. Well, in Christchurch, of all places, we're such a small community. We're so kind and loving, so I just don't understand why someone would hurt us like this and in such a way, just like an animal.
A sentiment echoed by so many today.
These people were worshipping their sanctuary and their haven, and they should have been safe. And it's just tragic. It's just really made us terribly sad.
Flowers were piled high at the cordon as people found comfort in each other. But today, it felt as if New Zealand's heart was broken.
All right, let's go to Lisa now. She's outside Christchurch Hospital. What else are hospital bosses saying, Lisa?
Well, they've just sent through an update, Simon. We now know that they are caring for 38 victims of the terror attack, so a number of people have left hospital today. There are 11 that are critically injured in intensive care. They've told us that the ages range from just 2 years old up to people in their 60s. But what we've seen today is an absolute outpouring of support for these people that are facing such an incredibly tough time. People have been coming with flowers, bringing food to the Victim Support Centre, and the Give a Little page has just topped $1.5 million. I've spoken to a number of families of the victims, and they are overwhelmed by the support while they still come to terms with being at the centre of such a savage attack.
At Christchurch Hospital, Lisa Davies, thank you very much.